Hello YouTubers, this is the guy with the thick accent on the BMW E70 3 liters SI. This time we're going to be doing a replacement for the transfer case actuator. We have four-wheel drive check engine light. So those are the tools that you're going to be needing. So you can see right there a list of sockets, wrenches, and some miscellaneous. Important ones are the 4 rams to put the vehicle on top of it. And then there is as well the hydraulic floor jack to support the transfer case. And then you need as well a 10 E-Torx just for the 4 bolts on the actuator itself. So this is what I did. Instead of buying the gears that I suspected went bad on the original Bosch actuator assembly, I bought for the same price. I bought the whole motor that it's out of Amazon, and I suspect that it's made in China. So you can see right there that cost me $80. You can see right there that there is a circlip here. So if you open that on the original motor, it's going to be freeing up all this assembly, and then you can remove the plate and you can access the actual gear that is inside this box, right? There is a spindle right there that just engage with that gear, but that starts just getting a little bit of play, and when the sensor detects that play, it's when it triggers the light. So again, you can buy that. I think that out of eBay you can find it for $32, and out of OEM brand it's $80. So for the same price, I have the whole assembly. I don't know how long it's going to last. The vehicle at this point is sitting at 175,000 miles, and it's a 2007. All right, guys, so here we are at the garage. This is the BMW X5 E70. That's the way it looks, so you know what we're talking about. And again, this is the 3 liters SI. It's the 6 cylinders. It's not the V8. Mostly applies. What we're going to do mostly applies on both models, but this is slightly different on the other cross member. So that's the error that we got. Just you're going to see the dashboard that you have the 4-wheel drive sign, and then just the little steering wheel with the A inside. So when we look at the errors that we have, you can see right there, BTG transfer case. Let's take a look at that. So that's what we're saying, right? You may have these kind of errors. There may be more. That's what I have in my car. So let's get back to it. All right, guys. So first things first, there is a cover right here in this area. So let me make sure that you can see what's going on. So what we're trying to access is this actuator, this part right here. I don't know if you can make this out, but that's the motor. That's the actuator that we're trying to access. That's a clear shot right there. So what you have, you have a plastic cover that is right on top of it that goes something like this, right? If you can make this out. So that needs to go, and then you want to use your 16 socket and fit it in there, and then 3 of them, and then we're going to drop this guy. We're going to lose that side, we're going to lose this side, then we're going to drop it, and hopefully I don't have to undo this bolt right there. There is a bolt that shoots through the cross member, and there is a rubber block right there. Hopefully I don't have to undo this one, and everything kind of pivots, and then when it pivots I can have access to my actuator. That is. Hello guys, so I end up removing the 316 bolts on both sides, this side and this side, on the cross member, as you can see right there. So right now this thing, it's only being held by a long 60 millimeters that shoots through the transfer case, but both sides, they are pretty much loose. The thing that it's holding the transfer case, it's my my fuller jack. Okay, so right now just with that, the idea is that I can put my ratchet with the E10 through here, and then I can undo as well this connector like that. So you have to lift this guy, okay? You have to lift it, and then with the other hand, you just pull that out. It's tricky with one hand, but I think that you get the idea. So the thing is that there is a tab right there, so just lift it a little bit, and when you have lifted, then you can pull right there, okay? All right, so what I found is that really all this mambo jumbo about the hydraulic jack, you don't need it. You can let everything hang in there, so just forget about this setup. Sorry about that, guys. So you don't need that. You can leave the transfer case just hanging by itself, and you have a really good shot about removing, all the bolts. So that's mostly what I did. Right now I have this actuator with these bolts removed. I only have one left. Off it goes. And that's your actuator. Hopefully I don't have a lot of fluid coming out. All right. Yeah, that's December 3rd, 3 of 2007. Yep, so we're going to replace this guy with a new one. Yeah, and I'm going to look inside of the transfer case. There is a spindle that, there is a gear, sorry, that, just assembles there. Just make sure that still everything is intact. I don't see, any teeth or anything missing, which is very good news. All right, guys, I found some leftovers of the transfer case fluid. That's what goes in there. So this is the old motor, this is the new one. So what I'm going to do is just grab a little bit of fluid and just put it all along this grommet. Good. Make sure that it seals properly. And now let's get back down there. All right, so we have everything buttoned up. 22 Newton meter for each one of these 40, 10. And right now just putting back this 316 millimeters, the same on the other side, and put the front back shield, the one that covers the transmission pan down there. It's a metallic one, and then this plastic shield. One thing that I will recommend is that there is a wire loom that gets into the transmission. It's prone to leak, and right now that you have this cross member unbolted, probably it's a good idea to go there and make sure that it's not leaking, because that thing is out of the way. Let me show you exactly what I mean. 1 second. So on the passenger side, I just slipped to the passenger side. Right now that we have this cross member that can move sideways, right underneath here, right underneath this cross member, somewhere, you see this guy right there? Finger in there. So that thing right there, that's what lets the wire harness in within the seal transmission. There is a O-ring inside. So these transmissions, they are prone to leak right there. So right now that you have unbolt this cross member, that typically that thing it shift more towards forward and it just secluding. So right now that you can put your hand in there, just make sure that there is no leak, there is no leakage, and if you can just twist it clockwise to make sure that it's properly closed. You have to grab you will notice that it's kind of right there, that and those portion right there, it's something you can grab and you can spin. So make sure that it's properly closed and that there is no leakage. Okay, that's all from my side. I'm gonna put everything back together, and probably when I start the car, that disappeared. Okay, thank you.